Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Chat does not work. Restart OBS. I don't restart OBS in midstream. So, players are right now in their ban pick phase. Edldin rolling higher. So, he's deciding the ban or the hashtag smoked. Yeah, you know what I was thinking when I was brushing my teeth earlier? I realized Edldin was the one that put Trauma in the losers bracket, and Starbucks was the one that put Slowpoke in the losers bracket. You know? Like, I think that's what happened.
Yes.
And now Edldin will have to face off against Slowpoke. It's a little bit poetic.
Yep. This is going to be a pretty interesting match, honestly, because I think these two players are kind of like two sides of the same coin when it comes to, consistency, because I think both of these players are pretty good in consistency, but Slowpoke is a much more like mechanics, tapping, fast aim oriented player. And Edldin is a more, reading gimmick, kind of the lower like difficulty generally, I suppose, kind of player. So it's quite interesting to see. I'm pretty sure Edldin will probably be favored on quite a lot of the, like hidden 1, hidden 2, nomad 1, nomad 6 as well, and then Slowpoke obviously, being one of the best speed players in ZA, going to have a field day with all of the tapping picks that there are on this pool.
Yeah. Speaking of sides of the same coin, Edldin obviously slightly more comfortable. Lower BPM side coin, that consistency and flow/snap mechanics, definitely up his alley. And we see Edldin protecting Nomad 3, as expected, at a lower BPM side. And Slowpoke will be banning out HD2, don't want to gamble on any of thing. And Edldin will be banning Nomad 2 as well at System Sun D2. If Slowpoke protects DT3, I think he bans. So if Slowpoke protects DT2, I think Edldin would ban DT instead. Kind of a must be on kind of a map against Slowpoke. It's too high of a risk. And a lost ban from Slowpoke HD. Wow, analog sentimentalism. It is again a tapping kind of thing map. A little bit of sliders overall. It's not too generic of a HD3. It is very tapping intensive though. But I don't think Slowpoke would want to play that.
Yeah, I think, I mean, judging from his past scores, Slowpoke is just not a very, fond of hidden, especially when it comes to anything that's lower than like AR 10. It's just like, a thing of the kind of maps that he plays. Slowpoke picking into the free mod 2, the finger control tapping map. I'm not sure, is this the first time that we've seen free mod 2 be picked?
First time was actually a match between White African and Hearts. So this is the second time, yes. Quite a fun map. I like it a lot. Slightly, hard rock favored in my non-professional. But the Polyphia, 140 BPM kind of a time signature is obviously there's a lot of faster and lower beats than that, and as long as you're good enough to understand these changes, it will strongly favor in HD circle size. But here, let's see if Slowpoke is hard to read his finger. Playing against Edldin. This is a Slowpoke starting pick. So see if Slowpoke FC high ag, and he doing quite a good job right now. I-90, Edldin FCing with a 88, Slowpoke finding the score will run over Edldin's side very quick. 2 minute 59 full version of New. Right now, Edldin, yeah, still holding on to combo. It's only 6.2 star. Finding a side miss is Edldin, but Slowp0ke have already missed 3 times in that same time span. And score gap only sitting at 14k because Hard Rock does give you slightly higher score modifier. Accuracy 2% higher on Edldin's side. He really needs to hold on to any combo advantage he has, and Edldin reads that fast spamming section perfectly, and onto the triple, and I don't even know what's for that. It's a triple into the 2 slower taps onto slider hold section. Both players holding onto combo. Slowp0ke dropping slightly more 100s than Edldin though. Score cap still hovering around at the 9k score mark, and Slowp0ke finds a rudimentary aim mistakes in all of this. And I think, yeah, Edldin now with 370 combo in the middle of the map, it might be for his picking breakpoint, I dare say.
Yeah, and I mean, still holding on to this combo going to the last third of the map is going to be very, very difficult to come back from for Slowp0ke. Oh, and as I say that, Edldin finding a miss right at the start of the last third of the map. If Slowp0ke keeps holding, honestly, the accuracy at this point does not matter, and he finds a break under aiming on that space pattern there. That is going to be really bad for Slowp0ke. I mean, the accuracy advantage still on the side of Edldin. Both players at basically the exact same combo now into the ending. It just matters who misses. Edldin finding a couple chain misses. Slowp0ke still holding onto that combo. Score lead is not moving that much though because of that accuracy difference. But as we keep holding combos, Slowp0ke is still holding. Score lead is slightly coming back, and both players find a combo reset. Okay, but the combo was good enough from Slowp0ke now that the score lead has shrunk a little bit. I mean, that accuracy is still making up the majority of this difference. I mean, right now it just depends on who keeps holding into the ending. If Edldin misses here, I don't even think there's enough time. And as I said, that Edldin breaks, or there might be enough map. Slowp0ke keeps holding, thinking score gap. No, and it's just not enough. Breaking right at the end, not able to keep up that accuracy. I mean, what a nail biter for map 1 immediately. Breakpoint for Edldin on the free mod 2. Jesus.
Wowzers, the pressure was most definitely on towards the end there as Edldin breaks. These small trades, you know, Slowp0ke was winning inch by inch, crawling back, but that last 10k wasn't close enough. Edldin maxing at 500 combo and 1% higher AC throughout the map just really paid off. And Edldin, without wasting any time, picking no mod for Slowp0ke, saying that it's cooked. I don't know, man. It is a Sakura burst. Kind of. Yeah, even Combo is saying Slowp0ke might be cooked. And it's just, I don't know. No mod 4 left open for players like Edldin. A few Bancho misses. Was it solid misses? I don't know. Edldin. No, it's Bancho misses. Okay, there we go. We are back. Slowp0ke actually finding the first miss, I will say. Edldin right now, 91% axe, somewhat holding the combo advantage by 50. Slowp0ke dropping once more. This map is very sporadic in the difficulty spread. It gets difficult very quickly and it dies down again very fast. The lot of combo, the majority of the map are these kind of free sections where you have to hold on to accuracy, you have to hold on your kick sliders. If you drop, you're essentially giving up so much. And here, Slowp0ke, as we said, the kick slider shenanigans coming in. Edldin still F-sing with 94% AC, mind you.
Yeah, I mean, that combo reset is going to be quite devastating, letting Edldin run away with this. I mean, 2% accuracy lead and a almost 250 combo lead at this point. Already hitting that 100k score mark, Slowp0ke is just barely reaching 60k. Pretty chill free combo section here. Just making sure you don't drop as many hundreds as you can. Yeah. So a big long slider, 600 combo up Edldin, 55k score advantage accuracy actually gone down to about equal now. Edldin finding a slider breaker randomly just before the diff spike, and this is just going to be huge for Slowpoke if he manages to hold combo through here. Edldin finding a couple more combo resets. I mean, the score lead is shrinking now really fast actually, and as I say that, Slowpoke finding another break, trading it out with Edldin. Accuracy advantage still safely in Edldin's hands. Both players finding combo resets again. I mean, this really difficult combo section because of these wide sliders that you have to catch. If you don't, you're going to be dropping ACK, and if you don't catch those ends, you're going to be dropping miscounts and combo. And now the small break nerves might build up a little bit. Both players 4% accuracy difference, 66k score gap, same as it was at the first spots of the map actually. And now going into the last third, Edldin 60 combo ahead with a very commanding score lead. We'll see what Slowp0ke can do in Dire Straits.
We are seeing this like slow section once again, and entering the slow section, Edldin has slightly more accuracy and combo, so it's not in Slowp0ke's favor at all. But you know, we saw Edldin finding a oopsie daisy mistake earlier during the Kia section, and Slowp0ke was actually holding, but now it's Slowp0ke that makes a mistake. Unfortunately, the score will propel towards Edldin's favor, and 272k and still rising with not much map left, only 10-15 seconds still, at most one more diff spike, and yeah, Edldin can comfortably let go and still win the matchup basically. And yeah, it's a tricky back and forth slider control. Edldin finally missing, but it might be a tad too late. And Slowp0ke losing 2 points down now. We're seeing a repeat of what was happening earlier in Starbucks trauma match as well. Losing your first pick into losing your opponent's pick. Edldin 337,000 score, 676 max combo, while Slowp0ke able to hold into the Kia section, netting him a 482, but the overall consistency just wasn't there. 7 more misses than Edldin, and obviously both players have a fair share of slider breaks.
You know, kind of in that ballpark for Edldin's skill set, you know, the techie stuff, a lot of aim control required, and a bit of reading as well. And Slowp0ke picking into the free mod 1, double free mods actually from Slowp0ke. I'm wondering if he's doing this to try and, you know, get some of those picks that are up in the air first, see what he can do, and then pick into the maps that he's more comfortable with, because he is definitely more tapping oriented compared to Edldin. So maybe this is just a strategy for him to try and, you know, get Edldin comfortable, maybe for him to get rid of those nerves in some of these maps that are kind of up in the air, and then seeing what happens. Yeah.
Definitely a tried and tested strategy. You know, get your opponent comfortable, get yourself, you know, it's building up for the late game comeback, knowing, okay, I'm a little bit nervous right now, let me just, instead of 50-50 my good picks, it's just, you know, 60-40 my lesser good picks. And I'll say this one is very comfortable in both players' aspect. Edldin actually going for the overmod here, both playing have that HR aspect of high CS, well, high Euro CS and AR10, OD10. Edldin finding some chain misses in that sequence, but Slowp0ke did break earlier. However, in terms of accuracy, Slowp0ke will have the upper hand. And as I said, this is one of the easiest map in the map pool as the free mod 1 slot. So Slowp0ke definitely has the ability to just combo to the end and FC. Edldin, on the other hand, kind of losing a lot of accuracy, not... Okay, wait, this might be spicy now. Slowp0ke actually misreading that awkward aim section. Edldin climbing his accuracy to... Okay, never mind. Players are throwing. Edldin elongating this matchup. And Slowp0ke, maybe this is why he picked this. He did some research and knowing Edldin's going to overmod, get overconfident, and throw his 2-0 score lead. 52,000 score difference right now. Slowpoke in the driver's seat to detect the motion and direction of the game on this map. 96% act is incredibly high.
And getting the first third of the map, 96.5. Pretty commanding combo lead as well, about 70 combo. Just chilling, cruising, getting that score gap up. Edldin, you know, I'm not against the overmod. I just think when it comes to, you know, this kind of map, the CS isn't low at all. It's kind of big circles, but with AR10, it can become a little bit confusing to read. I think that's why Slowpoke might have a bit more comfort without the hidden compared to with the hidden at this AR10. I think, honestly, Edldin might have done better without the hidden if, you know, going into this, his reads weren't as punishing, but both players still holding combo very strong at the second third of the map, and accuracy is still heavily in favor of Slowpoke. 7% and slightly decreasing actually. Edldin building up a decent bit of accuracy as he keeps comboing. I mean, both players really high combos. Anyone breaking would be very dangerous for the other person, and as I say that, Slowpoke missing on those fast bursts, he's going to be seeing that Edldin combo, getting very scared. He needs to hold for the rest of this map to prevent the score from falling back over onto the side of Edldin. And I mean, just look at the score meter. It is just dropping towards Edldin's side. And I mean, both players still holding Edldin, holding that combo, still going strong. Score lead down 30k now, down to 50k, down to 40k, still holding. Slowpoke not dropping combo either, not dropping that accuracy either. Edldin dropping a little bit of accuracy, still holding 20k score lead. Oh, and it's going over. It's still going over. There's still quite a lot of map left. There is so much time. Edldin dropping a lot of damage, hitting the space section, and he about to miss. Slowpoke still holding this combo, and it's going to go right back over. If Slowpoke does not miss, this is just in the bag for him. And I mean, what an unfortunate miss for Edldin to find, just completely shutting the door on the comeback that he was making, and that accuracy is just not being kind to him whatsoever. If his accuracy was probably 3% higher, that score lead would have been much lower, but securing that point on the board for his second pick, Slowpoke on the board, 2-1 in favor of Edldin, but what a map.
Wow, Zeus. 1k combo to close it off. If the map went on for 5 more seconds, sorry, rather, if Edldin held onto combo for 5 more seconds, or realistically much longer than 5 seconds he would need to have, but still, that was way too close for a matchup. Free mod 1, Edldin almost really just snatching that one away from Slowpoke. Another breakpoint would be detrimental, but now Edldin, not wasting any moment, has a clear game plan, taking into No Mod 3 his alternating protect. And yeah, as you said, overmod might have been a mistake, you know. Edldin was really losing up on that accuracy frontier, and if he had just higher AC, he would turn over the scoreline much quicker from 100k to 0 in maybe, 200 combos instead of the 300 combo that it did. But hey, here, Slowpoke not known for his No Mod 3, whilst Edldin kind of, this is all he plays every single day. But let's see.
A little bit of ag drop at the start for Slowpoke. Getting used to this low BPM, something that he doesn't really play that often, but is still pretty decent at regardless. But Edldin just much more comfortable on this style of map. You know, the kind of gimmicky flow alt control that he's known for. Especially dangerous when it comes to these higher SR pulls, because consistency is just the name of the game compared to those earlier rounds. And just not being able to FC is more the problem for the earlier stages of the tournament as we get into the first PI. Both players actually still seeing both players finally miss on the exact same pattern. Slowpoke continuing to miss, accuracy advantage very heavily in favor of Edldin. Slowpoke finding a lot more chain misses, just not able to hit these back and forth patterns. Starting to combo a little bit more now, and as I say that, breaking again. Edldin holding comfortably since his break. Well, but 96.9% accuracy. very, very big advantage on the side of Edldin. In the 200 combo lead, Slowpoke dropping more accuracy right out of that break. And I mean, the map doesn't really get very difficult until the next KI. So now this is just kind of a buffer period for both these players to build up their combo. But don't be fooled, it is really easy to misread, misaim, something to go wrong in this interleading combo, and then next thing you know, the advantage is in the hands of the opponents. But 97% my bad on Edldin. 500 combo, almost double Slowpoke's combo.
Oh!
6% accuracy ahead, and Slowpoke finding a break into the last third of the map. I mean, Edldin just holding this is basically shut doors. Slowpoke still not able to combo on these low sections. Edldin still holding combo, 600 combo, finally breaking on that square pattern, but I think it is far too late for Slowpoke. And massive commanding lead from the side of Edldin, both players missing quite a lot into this ending, but I mean, the pretty significant difficulty spike in this ending, especially right here, those wiggles, both players actually hitting it pretty comfortably into the ending, still on that 96% accuracy. Slowpoke dropping a lot more, both players hitting that weird overlapping triangle pattern. I mean, yeah, clean point on the side of Edldin. Decently fought by Slowpoke, but just not enough. That combo and accuracy on the side of Edldin was just too much to bear. 3-1 now. Edldin over Slowpoke.
Yeah. Edldin and Slowpoke actually had a very good early game start. We're seeing Slowpoke picking DT3 now, big trading, protect. But that Nomad 3 Edldin showed why he is overall better. The high accuracy, 96 to begin with, and almost wasn't paying attention, but I think 97 to close it out with as well. And the wiggles, he breaking on the first wiggle just the moment that Slowpoke broke as well, but immediately realized, okay, this is the kind of map that I'm playing, this is the kind of map that I'm used to. Immediately comes back with a 500 combo sweep. Meanwhile, Slowpoke was just finding a lot of mistakes, dropping his accuracy, and overall sweep. But now we're probably going to see a reverse of that. Slowpoke, arguably, just as good as Starbucks that we saw earlier, so we can expect at least a 150k score from him, if not better. That is my audacious kind of a prediction. But Edldin, not letting go. There's a fighting chance on any map. If it's not banned, I will play it. Put me on coach. Edldin finding the first miss though, and yeah, 88% ag might be a little bit too out of his BPM reach, but let's just see if Slowpoke will make some mistakes, or he's gonna hold onto his 300 combo FC thus far. And 95% ag. Wait, hold up. He's playing. Okay, never mind. I was about to say he's playing so much better than Starbucks and Trauma from last game already. But Edldin, trying his best, aim as many of the circles, tap as many of the circles as you can. If there's 5, try to squeeze in one more taps. Sorry, if there's 4 notes, so if there's 5 notes, try to squeeze in one more taps. Play it like a quad. We're seeing the UR graph really slipping on the right side, so Edldin's tapping late predominantly, while Slowpoke maintaining a 95% accuracy. Yeah, this is just another one-sided one-sided point. Slowpoke securing his second, most definitely. Edldin not able to even break free of the 100k score gap. 79% accuracy at the 2/3 map mark. Not looking too fun now for Edldin. But this is one of the 2 speed maps left in this pool. The other one will obviously be Nomad 5, which I think it's open still.
Yes, indeed.
Which is slightly lower BPM than 255, because like 255 is basically 260. These people are doing 260 finger control. It's understandable why they can't as well as they did on other maps. And Slowpoke, very impressive that he's holding on to his 95% accuracy this far through the map. And as I said, so much better than Starbucks' 150. This guy is locked in, approaching 400k actually. Slowpoke. This is just actually bonkers. How do they
what
do
a
this?
score, dude. 85k from the side of Slowpoke. Very, very comfortably securing that pick on the DT3. 3-2. Edldin still in the lead going into his pick. But I mean, yeah. You can kind of see like what this map is aiming to kind of do to when it comes to mechanics, right? Because Edldin was aiming everything basically perfectly, right? It's not like too difficult of an aim map. There's quite a lot of snaps and stuff. But it's just that tapping, not being able to keep up with that BPM, missing one node at the end of the burst, and then your combo is just reset. But Slowpoke just, staying pretty comfortable. Actually, a very, very interesting pick now from the side of Edldin, picking into that tapping map we were just talking about, the Nomad 5, 244 BPM.
No.
Oh, never mind, he is picking Nomad 6.
Oh no. Whoopsie daisy. Now the now the laser previewer would just be slightly broken. Yeah, Edldin, you owe me one for that. If you're watching the VOD or someone's watching, please let Edldin know that he owes me something. It could be anything. He just owes me something now for making this mistake. I was about to say, Edldin into No More 5 is not unseen before. Just say, fuck it, let's ball, I got stamina to spare. Do you, old man? But no. Edldin playing slightly more conservative, reserved, actually playing to win. Nomad 6, Ina Boku Bakumo B A outer.
Yeah, and I feel like this map is just going to be, very one-sided. I mean, as much as you could give credit to both players for, practicing and getting good enough to play a map like this, like we've seen Hearts do. Actually, I mean, it's quite, even at the beginning, I say that as Slowpoke finds a couple more misses. Very big accuracy advantage on the side of Edldin. I mean, this low AR is just not something that Slowpoke likes playing, let alone is willing to practice a lot, because it's just a ton of trial and error and looking in the editor, finding the timing, listening to the music. I mean, the score gap is just going to run away with on the side of Edldin. Just being able to somewhat combo, somewhat act the map is going to be much better than, Slowpoke struggling 70% accuracy, not keeping much combo beyond like 100. 20k score, just not able to read those overlapping patterns like at all. Edldin comboing up to 200 now, 87% accuracy. That accuracy is climbing more. Slowpoke's accuracy, on the other hand, is dropping as the map goes on. I mean, yeah, these overlay patterns are really difficult unless you kind of take the time to learn them, listen to the music, and rely on your sense of rhythm. And if you don't have that, then it's just going to be even more difficult to play this map. Edldin now, 400 combo deep, 200k score on the map, with almost 10 times the score of Slowpoke, finding a break. Really unfortunate, but I mean, there is just basically the exact same thing that happened last pick on the DT3 in favor of Slowpoke is now happening in favor of Edldin on the Nomad 6. Very comfortable point to pick. 200,000 core gap is unfortunate, but what can you do when there are gimmick maps open?
Yeah, only 41,000 score for Slowpoke D rank, 144 max combo, and Edldin, his 413 max combo was through. He completed the entire Ki dispike, by the way. Those back and forth, he ate them. Like, disappeared.
Yeah.
I was so impressed.
Slowpoke snapping back immediately with the No Mod 5 that he thought he was going to play, but now gets that opportunity on the, I believe, basically the lost tapping pick that's available, that's really pushing, the BPM.
Yeah, if we have a quick glance at the map pool, there's still Nomad 1 HD, 3 Hard Rocks, 2 DTs left. So yeah, basically just the Hard Rock one may be in contention still. If players want to pick something tappy. But you know, Hard Rock's still open. There's Hard Rock 3 there for Edldin. There's also ET4 left for Edldin. So still strongly in favor of the higher seeded player here for Edldin. Let's see how this one goes. 244, 11 BPM slower than the DT3. So far, both players finding good act, but you know, Edldin finally missing on one of the stacks. Slowpoke now 98, almost 99% accuracy FC. Okay, yeah, like this is definitely another lopsided pick. Edldin finding a slider break amidst all this as well, not helping him anymore. 400 combo.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of, both players finding a slider break, but basically on the same note. And I mean, this is just something that Slowp0ke is so comfortable with. This no mod tapping, very high BPM. I mean, he's set some absolutely insane scores in solo play. Actually, that was a Bancho miss
from
Slowp0ke on that slider. 600 combo deep. Oh,
okay,
not sure if that's a real miss.
Okay, those are real misses.
That one's a real miss. Okay, 97.5 still on a 244 BPM tapping map is absurd. Over double, or almost double Edldin's score. And Edldin tries he might 94.2. Not a bad score by any metric, but when you're playing against someone who is so well versed in the realm of speed, it is just fighting an uphill battle going into the last third of the map. 97.7. Slowpoke's accuracy just keeps climbing. Edldin finding a lot of chain misses, accuracy dropping as well. Slowpoke building up on 300 combo now, going into this difficult spike. Getting all of those triples, not barely dropping any 100. 97.7, still holding. 500 combo already. Edldin struggling to keep up with that combo. 93% accuracy. I mean, another just complete domination from one side of the board. And we've seen this polarity with the past like 4 picks. Both of these players very comfortable with the maps that they choose to pick. And now, going into the ending, it's gonna hit 600k, 98% accuracy, 784 combo. An absurd score from the side of Slowp0ke, and completely dominant over Edldin. I mean, a 1 miss, that is just crazy. Jesus.
A 1 miss in the middle of the map, this score was score capped at 583k. Slowp0ke could have gotten, you know, if this miss was at the beginning or was at the end, it could have been a 700 or 800k max score. And Edldin, you know, like not nowhere even close to that. But carrying on the theme of possibly a lopsided polarized matchup, we have ET4. But this one though might be a little bit closer than in reality, because Slowp0ke does have that 180 BPM tapping, and this one AR10 basically plays like a no mod map if we really want to treat it as one. It's just the flow, and we saw Slowp0ke wasn't really struggling. I mean, he was at the diff spikes of no mod 3, but throughout the map he had what it takes to rudimentarily read. And right now, Edldin FCing with slightly lower act than Slowp0ke, awaiting the final spike. Okay, here we go. Looking good for Edldin. Slowp0ke finding 1 miss, 2 miss, and counting. 96% FC right now for Edldin. Yeah, this is definitely his pick. My bad. Going to take this to a match point, it seems. 5-3 scoreline. Not the most despair. Slowp0ke can definitely pull something out of the bag still and secure a tiebreaker, but at this rate, Edldin not slowing down, about to FC. 575 combo, 96% act, S rank, 93,000 score discrepancy.
And I mean, Edldin just continuing to hold his aim, looks so comfortable on these flow patterns. Not shaking, not over under aiming, completely just flowing all of these patterns. And you know, Slowp0ke building up decent retaliatory combo, but going through the halfway mark, this combo that Edldin is holding on to is just going to start snowballing. I mean, even if he misses here, if he continues to combo into the ending, it's going to be really, really hard for Slowp0ke to make up this score gap. And especially with, a 1.5, almost 2% accuracy lead on the side of Edldin. And now getting into the second dish spike. Edldin finding a break. Slowp0ke still holding combo. Edldin finding more and more breaks. Accuracy, 1% advantage still on the side of Edldin. Slowp0ke holding onto that combo. That score lead is going to start coming down now because we're getting into the last quarter of the map. I mean, this is just a combo game. If Slowp0ke can manage to hold onto this combo, Edldin finding another break.
What?
This is just going to be really, really bad for him. Score gap just closing. Still about a 1% accuracy lead, but that's not going to matter if Slowp0ke keeps holding onto this combo. 800 combo deep, still hitting the wiggles. Edldin only 100 combo now. Slowp0ke finding a random break on those wiggle patterns, and that is just going to be it. He doesn't have time, and Edldin has combo now coming out of this section. Oh, what a nail biter. Really close on the side of Slowp0ke, but just not long enough holding onto that combo. Finding more misses into the ending. You can see that nerves coming through with a little bit of that shake. I mean, yeah, Edldin building that combo back up into the ending. 96%, 560k score, 100k score ahead of Slowp0ke. If Slowp0ke held on at that section where he dropped all of those misses, that story could have been completely different. But securing his pick, Edldin now on match point, 5-3. Slowp0ke needs to get a breakpoint here if he wants to take this match to tiebreaker.
Yeah, like earlier I said, Slowp0ke is able to, read No More 3, so he should do well on this DT4. I just needed to give him a little bit more time to warm up. He almost flipped the script. 825 combo, almost maxing out Edldin's max combo. Seeing possibly a actual free mod 1 incident earlier in this game, but it's so difficult. It's an uphill climb if you have lower accuracy. Everything you do is just diminished. Everything you do is just frowned upon. And Slowp0ke had to bring up not just his A game, but his S game to really win against Edldin on something like DT4. But hey, the match is not over. It might be breakpoint, but tiebreaker is just a start. And before that start, we have HR1 Crucive once again. Basically the last remaining tapping map of the pool, 200 BPM. So this one shouldn't be too out of reach for Edldin. There might be a chance for Edldin to snatch this one back, but even if he doesn't, a 5-4 scoreline, Edldin pick one more, and then we see tiebreaker. So this is as close as it can get. The last pick for Slowp0ke, mind you. Slowp0ke needs to survive 2 more picks. See tiebreaker. Edldin, not the worst 200 BPM tapper either. And this one does have tech elements that Slowp0ke might struggle. Let's see. CS 5.2 quite bold. Edldin finding the first 50 on the slider. Slowp0ke also trading out that miss very early into the game. Both players actually aiming those kicks, those long sliders. Edldin right now 3% more AC, slightly more score, climatizing onto this small CS. This is our first Hard Rock map, mind you. That's in this entire matchup. The players obviously have played FM1 and FM2 with Hard Rock, but it's close, eh?
Yeah, the combo lead now in the hands of Slowp0ke. Accuracy about equal now as you get into these triples with those bursts, requiring a lot of aim control. You misread one section, overtap, undertap, and your combo is just gone. 120 combo advantage on the side of Slowp0ke. The score lead is going to start building up now. Accuracy advantage in the hands of Slowp0ke as well. Let's see why he would decide to pick this, but holding onto an S rank, only dropping slider breaks for Slowp0ke, but nerves are going to start climbing both of these players with that combo with such a tiny score lead. Slowp0ke missing on absolutely nothing as a byproduct of those nerves. And now you can see that frustration. And that score lead is just going to fall over onto Edldin's side. He's still holding onto this combo. he knows that he just has to hold as long as possible. If he just keeps holding on to this combo no matter what, both players slow slithering. Okay, and now 40k score lead, 1% accuracy still on the side of Edldin. Both players just need to hold into this ending, and I mean, this is just going to be a battle of attrition. Neither of these players know that this map is this close. Score lead is still going up on the side of Edldin because of that accuracy. Both players still holding onto this combo as we get closer and closer to the end of the map. Edldin finding a break. If Slowp0ke keeps holding this, this is just going to flip back over. 30k score lead, 20k. Spin to win. I don't think there's enough time. Oh, that combo.
So.
Slowp0ke missing right before the spinner.
Oh my god.
Just not enough. Edldin taking another breakpoint, closing out the match 6-3, sending Slowp0ke home. I mean, what an intense map. So close from that comeback from Slowp0ke, but just not close enough. GG's to both players. Very close on some picks, very, very polarized on others. Both players showing their strengths, but also some of their weaknesses. I mean, GG. We'll be seeing Edldin next week in the finals losers bracket as well.
Like, that was such a steal from Edldin. I think if Slowp0ke held, you know, up until that slider break section, it was definitely Slowp0ke's for Slowp0ke's taken for sure. But unfortunately, that one miss during the slow section, that snap, almost jack-like aim section, really just threw Slowp0ke off, and this nerves just acting up on him. Unfortunately, Edldin, or fortunately, you know, Edldin survives. Doesn't have to see tiebreaker. And yeah, this is another close game. So we're gonna see you guys just now. Is it 4 o'clock? We're going to see a Division 1 game next. I don't know if SAOT7 is gonna join me for that.
I might. I'll have to check the sheet, but I will let you know.
But I'll see you guys just now. It's going to be between SAOT7ke and Kylix, if I remember correctly. But yeah, once again, I have to say, GG well played to Edldin. Very diverse skill set player, but most importantly, Slowp0ke, you know, he might be eliminated here, but his triumphant BT3 as well as no mod 5 scores will be remembered. And yeah, this flop side of a match ends up in favor of Edldin. See you guys in 10 minutes.